It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz show here in the Prince George's Schools where we test science IQs, test your own and play along with us today. Today, two great schools. Let's meet them right now. First from Avalon Elementary, would you please say hello to Nicholas Lucero, Nathalia Vasquez, and Taylor Mosley. And from Cooper Lane Elementary, here they are, Wilson Martinez, Brian Diaz, and George Tommy. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game questions according to difficulty. The easier ones on the left worth 5 and 10. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of the ball. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps become the second of the final 4 in this year's elementary competition. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly before we start. Red team, Avalon and Nathalia, would you try that buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Taylor and to Nicholas. And Brian, how about the green teams? It seems to be A-OK as well. Good luck to you, gentlemen. Brian, George, and Wilson, congratulations on making it this far in our competition. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically A before C, so Avalon and Nathalia. Let's start it out.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. The solid central part of a tree that is non-living has what same name as the organ in your body that pumps? Avalon.
Your heart.
The heart. The heartwood is found in the center of the tree. Exactly right. Go again, red.
Zoo Parade for 10 points.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, in the new animated movie Norm of the North, the polar bear, accidentally and sometimes purposely, sits on these L-initialed rodents that Yes, Avalon.
Lemmings.
Lemmings, yeah. According to legend, they all commit mass suicide when they overpopulate. That's not quite true. Good answer. Go, red.
Body systems for 10 points.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, fans of the Washington Nationals baseball team were upset recently when Jonathan Papelbon grabbed Bryce Harper by this part of his body that contains the pharynx and the esophagus. Cooper Lane.
The neck.
Judges? A little more. Help them out, George and Wilson. Be more specific.
The throat.
The throat. Good answer. Nice comeback. Good. Green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, doctors say that people who have type 1 diabetes will probably benefit most from the artificial version of this organ that is in development. If you have diabetes, you have problems with the pancreas. An artificial pancreas is under development right now. Try again, green.
Zoo Parade for 15 points.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, shellfish like crabs and lobsters and clams are not true fish. Why not? Why are they not true fish? Cooper Lane.
Because they have shells.
Not quite. Not quite. Avalon. Why are shellfish not really fish? Shellfish being crabs and clams and lobsters. What you want to tell me? They don't have backbones. Fish have backbones. They're vertebrates. All of those shellfish, the clams and crustaceans and all, they are invertebrates. Try again, green.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, the chemical known as sodium polyacrylate is described as hygroscopic because it's in babies' diapers and it does this. What does it do, Cooper Lane?
Stink.
No, it doesn't stink. Polyacrylate, sodium polyacrylate is hygroscopic because it does this when it is in a baby's diaper.
Absorbs water.
You got that right. Is the prefix there that gave the clue for water. Okay, we liked your answer though, George. Go red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, cashews, if you've never seen them grow, they grow on trees inside of fruits that look like apples. So instead of nuts, cashews are really these. Really what, Cooper Lane?
Fruits.
What?
Fruits.
No, not fruits. Again, Avalon, the cashews grow on trees inside of these things that look like apples, meaning they're not nuts, they're what?
Seeds.
Seeds, yeah, the seed inside the fruit. Red.
Zoo parade for 20 points.
Zoo parade for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Teams, recently in the country of Tanzania in Africa, they found this very pale giraffe. It's not completely white, and its eyes are not pink or blue, they're regular colored, which means this animal, even though it looks like one, is not considered a what? Avalon?
Albino.
Yeah, good answer. It is not technically an albino, which would be pure white and would have eyes that are pink because there would not be any pigmentation in there. All right, 115 to 60. Avalon, you have the advantage. Go.
Body systems for 15.
For 15 points in body systems. Teams, a person suffering from celiac disease, which is a serious autoimmune disease, has to be very careful not to eat this allergen found in wheat. Cooper Lane, what is that allergen?
Gluten.
Say it again.
Gluten.
Gluten, yes indeed. Good answer. Thank you, Wilson, for your assist. So many people are on gluten-free diets now, even though they might not have that serious celiac disease. All right, green, go.
Dateline science for 15.
Again?
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, President Obama recently said he wants to wage a war on cancer. He likened that war to what President John Kennedy said in 1962 when he said that our country should try to make it to this celestial body, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. He wanted us to go where? Avalon?
To the moon.
To the moon, absolutely right. And we made it in 1969. Good answer. That buzzer says our first round is over, and it's been a good one. Let's check that score. Avalon 130, Cooper Lane 75. We'll be back with part 2 just a moment. Don't you go away.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dantre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important to anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
Be out there. Be out there. Be out there.
Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally. Spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep in streams, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost: childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
Be out there!
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Here we are in our 30th year of competition, and the students continue to get better and better. We've got 6 of the elite players here today. Let's go find out a little bit more about them and their schools. Avalon, nice to have you here today. You did so well last year. You had a bye in the first round of the competition, so here you are today. And Nathalia, Avalon is an older school, but you got a new building recently, didn't you?
Yes.
How is it?
It's very new. It's very, it's easier to deal with.
Yeah, it's bright. I remember being down there for the dedication. Who's the principal there?
Miss McCoy.
Miss McCoy. She's out there. I know she's cheering for you. And you have a new coach this year. Who is that?
That's Miss Opaya.
Miss Opaya. And Thelma, thank you for taking this on. You did such a great job, and we love having your kids here. And Nathalia, there are some alternates on your team, or at least one, right?
Yes.
Who's that?
This time, Shannon is our alternate.
Shannon is the alternate, and we'll bring her out with Miss Opia in just a few moments here. I'd like to ask students about their schools, like, what is the best thing about Avalon? If you had to pick one thing, Nathalia, what might you tell me?
The teachers.
The teachers, yeah. Boy, if you don't have great teachers, just close up shop. Don't even bother coming. You need somebody there that's kind of on your side and knows you as an individual and helps you in what your needs and your dreams are. What do you want to do someday?
I want to either become a chemist or a geologist or an artist.
Wow. And you told me before you have a rock collection.
Yes.
Yeah, so geology makes sense. And of course, you have been on Science Bowl before. What school did you represent?
Avalon.
Avalon, absolutely. So you're a good player and you're a good captain too. So keep up your work here, your good work. You're welcome. Taylor, nice to have you here today. Tell us the Taylor story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I play my flute and I draw or I read.
Yeah. How long have you played the flute?
For 3 years.
3 years. You have your own flute, or is it the school's?
It's my flute.
It's your flute. And there is an orchestra down there at Avalon, correct? Or a musical group of some kind that you play in? That's wonderful. Yeah, I heard you play that group once before. Why'd you want to be on our show?
Because it's a good experience for me, to test my ability in science.
Absolutely. It's kind of nice to challenge yourself too. Go somewhere where you've never gone before, and see what it's like, and that's a good way to learn about things. Good to have you here today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nicholas, nice to have you here. You want to be an anesthesiologist. That's a tough word to spell, let alone to become. How'd you get interested in that?
I got interested in it because my mom is an anesthesiologist. Too.
So your mom is a good role model for you, huh? And it takes a lot of schooling. So you're going to be in school for a while, and you have to be very, you've got lives in your hand, because people, they're under and they're very vulnerable. So I know you're going to be good at that. What do you do in your spare time?
I draw or read or play some video games.
That's great. What kind of books you like?
I like adventures, like books about adventures and history.
That's wonderful. Yeah, reading will serve you well no matter what you want to do in life. Nice to have you here too. Cooper Lane, nice to have you guys back again. You're wearing your matching shirts over there. Avalon has all the black shirts there. Is that the school uniform down there? Navy blue, yeah, and you guys have that lighter blue. But your shirts are customized, aren't they, Brian? What do they say?
They say scientists in Cooper Lane Elementary School, scientists in training.
Scientists in training. Well, you guys are well into your training. You've really distinguished yourself last time, and boy, it's nice to have you back again here for your 3rd time this season. Tell us about Cooper Lane. Where's it located?
It's located on the street called Cooper Lane.
Yes, so it is named for that street. Yeah, I asked for that one. And it's right in the central part of the county, not far from Prince George's Hospital Center over there. And who's your principal?
My principal is Miss Sims.
Miss Sims, and I know she's a big supporter of yours. And Miss Arcolita, Maria Arcolita, has been associated with Science Bowl here for many, many years. And Maria, you really put your heart and soul into this, and we appreciate all that you've done. And these young men are a testament to your hard work. Tell me, any alternates on your team, Brian?
Yes, there's 2, which is Jan and Drexel.
They'll be out in just a moment with Miss Arcolita. And tell me about Cooper Lane. The best thing about your school is?
The decorations.
Tell me about that. Why the decorations?
Because every time we have like a census or like a privilege, they decorate the school so it can match that theme. Yeah. And it looks really pretty when you enter the school, because then all the students actually want to go to what they're talking about.
Boy, that makes a lot of sense. You have to be motivated. And if somebody kind of changes the environment, it kind of makes your spirits rise. Boy, thanks for sharing that. That is really cool. tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be an engineer and a soccer player.
And I know you play soccer, and I think Wilson plays soccer too. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys are not on the same team though, right?
No.
No. You do like each other though, don't you? Yeah, Wilson says so. Wilson, tell me what you want to be someday.
I would either want to be a pediatrician or a computer engineer.
A pediatrician, yeah. Why that?
A pediatrician because it seems fun, you know, just learning about the human body and stuff.
Yeah, and working with little kids, right?
Yes.
You have to have a nice affinity and empathy with little kids there. Good to have you back too. And George, tell me the George story. What do you want to do someday?
I want to become a computer engineer.
Yeah, and you got your own computer at home?
Yes.
Yep. And where would we be without computers? Where would we be without iPhones? You know, it's like, how did we live before that? And yet someday, someone's going to look back and say, boy, that was such old technology. But for right now, it's cutting edge. I know you like to read too, and you like to play games.
Yes.
And you're into sports. What sport do you play?
I like to play soccer, football, and basketball.
Yeah, all right. I can see you playing football. You're a big guy, and sports and academics, a good team. All right, let's get back to the game. Cooper Lane 75, Avalon 130, lots of points to give away. Red team, start us out.
Zoo Parade for 5 points.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, the NFL has lions and tigers and jaguars, but it was this feline that made it to the Cooper Lane.
Panthers?
The Panthers that made it to the Super Bowl. That's right. Good. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton says that she steals herself and motivates herself and keeps her immune system strong by eating one of these very hot vegetables every day. Cooper Lane.
Jalapeno?
Jalapeno. She eats 1 jalapeno a day. Says it keeps her strong. All right. Green.
Science potpourri for 25 points.
Science potpourri for 25 points. Teams, before 1948, when the term Celsius was adopted, all the temperatures on that scale from 0 to 100, freezing to boiling, were known by this term. Avalon.
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. Good try. Celsius came in 1948. Before that, the 0 to 100 scale was known as this.
I'll pass it to Wilson.
Wilson.
Kelvin.
Centigrade. Centigrade became Celsius. All right. Good try. No points. Try again. Green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. That was the one we just chose. Yes, we just chose 25. Pick another one. Oh, all right. We'll give potpourri. We'll give them that one. All right. This is a visual question. This is the potpourri in 25. We're switching the 25 for let's get physical and potpourri. So I think we'll bring up that picture for this point. This is 25 points. Teams, what you're looking at is a very strange map. Wait till I get to the end of this. Politicians sometimes change the shape of a map to benefit themselves, and that creature there is called a gerrymander. Someone said it looked like a broken winged what? A winged dinosaur. What is a winged dinosaur for 25 points, Cooper Lane?
Pterodactyl?
Pterodactyl, yeah, broken winged pterodactyl. You got the points. Go.
Daylight Science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, the rapper B.O.B. recently said the earth was flat, but we know from the ancient Greeks that it is curved. And an ancient Greek by the name of Aristophanes actually measured the total distance around the round earth, known by what C initial term? That distance all the way around the earth is described by what C initial term? That is the circumference. The circumference. Try again. Green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, we all know what an iPod is, but do you know that an isopod is one of these kinds of arthropods like crabs that live in the water? Crustaceans. It's a crustacean. Try again. Green.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 points. All right, this is all about prefixes. We know that bi stands for 2, quad stands for 4, octo is an octopus stands for 8, but if you are a crab or a lobster with 10 legs, what prefix means 10? Cooper Lane.
Pass it to
George.
Deca.
Deca, you got it. Nicely done, young man. Go. Green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Score check. Avalon 130, Cooper Lane 135. This is green things for 20 points. Team's mistletoe, which we associate with Christmas, is a hemiparasite, which means it does get inorganic nutrients from the plant that it grows on, but it can also make its own food through this process. Avalon.
Photosynthesis?
Yes, ma'am. Nicely done. Good. Red. Photosynthesis it is.
Body systems for 5 points.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, it turns out on a man, this facial hair is a good thing because it prevents you from nicking your skin when you, yes, Cooper Lane.
The beard?
The beard, yeah. You don't nick yourself, don't open yourself up to infection, and actually some bacteria in there that makes some decent antibodies. Go green.
Dateline signs for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Math question. Back in 1869, Mendeleev, when he made the periodic table, had 59 chemical elements on the periodic table. Today, that number has doubled to this. Cooper Lane.
118.
118, absolutely right. The 4 newly discovered elements bring it up to 118. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5 points.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams. During a solar eclipse, the darkening of the sun is caused by the moon's what? Cooper Lane?
Shadow.
Shadow, that's it, yes, go.
Dateline signs for 5 points.
Dateline signs for 5 points. Teams, even if you got vaccinated a few months ago, if you went to a Super Bowl party, doctors say you increased the chances of developing this viral disease that hits every winter. Cooper Lane.
The flu?
The flu, yeah. I still go to the party. Go, green.
Science potpourri for 5 points.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, because scientists now say it is full of toxic air pollutants, after a big winter storm, don't go outside and eat this. Cooper Lane.
Pass it to Wilson.
Wilson.
Yellow snow.
We'll give it to you, yes. Any kind of snow, yes. Yellow snow for sure. Yes, go green.
Science potpourri for 10 points.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams, on Greenland, the world's largest island, these ice sheets are melting at an alarming rate. Cooper Lane.
Glaciers?
Glaciers, that's it, yes, good, green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri for 15 points. Come on, Nick and Taylor, you got to help Natalia. She can't do this on her own. I want to see you talking over there. I don't see you talking at all. Science potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the Iceman, the 5,000-year-old corpse that was preserved in an Austrian glacier, even though he wasn't wrapped in bandages like the ones in Egypt are, Cooper Lane.
Mummies?
He's still a mummy. You got that right. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, meteors are normally invisible, but they are called shooting stars. They incandesce when they do this. When does a meteor become a shooting star? How does that happen, Cooper Lane?
It happens when it reaches the atmosphere.
Yeah, when it hits the atmosphere, the friction causes that to happen. Good. 4 questions left.
Dateline signs for 20.
Dateline signs for 20 points is a multiple choice question. Avalon 150, Cooper Lane 215. Avalon, you got to get these now. Listen carefully. Multiple choice. Which of the following scientists said the secret of life is DNA? Was it Alexander Fleming, Robert Goddard, or Francis Crick? Which of those 3, Cooper Lane?
I'm passing to George.
George.
Francis Crick.
Francis Crick with James Watson, the discoverers of the DNA double helix. Yes, sir. Good. Go. Nicely done, George.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Teams, there used to be a car made by a company called Saturn. They're out of business, but they had a model known as the Ion, I-O-N. An ion is an actual chemical structure, an atom that either gains or loses these subatomic particles. Cooper Lane.
Electrons?
You got it. Electrons it is. Good. Thank you, Wilson. Go.
Body systems for 25.
Science potpourri for 25 points. Excuse me?
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, your deltoid muscles that are back here in your back and help you to move your arm are so named, the deltoids are so named because they resemble what? Geometric shape. Cooper Lane. What you got?
Hexagon?
Not a hexagon. Deltoids are so named because they resemble what geometric shape? Triangles. Delta. Last question of the game. Green things for 25 points is as follows. There is a tree by the name of the bald cypress. it is kind of an oxymoron. It is a conifer, but it loses its leaves in the fall. It gets bald because it loses those leaves. What term describes plants that lose their leaves? Avalon.
Deciduous.
Deciduous. It's a deciduous conifer. Absolutely right. And that brings us to the end of our game. It looks like Cooper Lane has triumphed. We will be back in 1 minute. Don't go away.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Welcome back to Science Ball. Hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here. 6 outstanding players. We are proud of all of them. Our final tally today is Avalon 175, Cooper Lane 245. The team in the blue shirts, you did it. Scientists in the training over there. Look at how happy they are. Wilson and Brian and Georgia did a super job. Good second half. And look at the alternates back there. We've got Drexel and Jan and Jan's brother Christoph. He's the little guy on the right there. Miss Arcolita, wonderful job again today. Avalon, super job. Let me see some smiles over there. Nicholas and Taylor, tough to do this for the first time, isn't it? Yeah? And Nathalia, you really distinguished yourself well here today. Shannon, so good to have you here today. And Miss Opaya, thank you for stepping in and doing this. We had a great time with you guys and hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye. You can all wave.